Good morning, students. Today we will discuss some supplementary units. As in the previous class, we had discussed about some units that are SI units, in which we had defined the SI unit for length, SI unit for mass, SI unit for time, SI unit for current, SI unit for luminous intensity, SI unit for temperature, SI unit for amount of substance. These are the seven base units, fundamental units we had defined and know about them. Now today we will discuss about some supplementary units. There are two supplementary units. Two supplementary supplementary units. First of all, we have to know that what is the need of supplementary units. As it is clear to you, supplementary units are those units which are not required for the measurement of any physical quantity, but it is obviously required in various calculations regarding the physical units. So these supplementary units are required, and these two supplementary units are: first is radian, denoted by RAD, radian, and the second one is steradian. Steradian. Now we will define both radian and steradian one by one. So first of all, we are going to discuss radian. This is the unit to measure plane angle. Radian is unit to measure the plane angle, and how it is defined. Since it is mentioned here, plane angle means the angle which is formed in a plane. Suppose this is the plane, the blackboard is the plane, and how the angle is formed in this plane. In this plane, the angle is formed simply by what? Making a line. Suppose this is the initial point of the line. Now revolving the line along this initial point, and this final point is joined with the initial point, it will give an angle that is equal to d theta. This small angle is d theta, and this is the arc subtended, which is denoted by ds, and this is the radius r of the arc. So in case of measurement of plane angle, we have to measure this a small angle subtended at the center of the arc, which is drawn, which is constructed due to the movement of this initial line. Now this plane angle can be defined as 1 radian. We will discuss about the formula regarding this plane angle also. Beforehand that, we are defining this 1 radian. 1 radian is the angle subtended at the center, subtended at the center by an arc equal to the radius of the circle. 1 radian. Here it is radian. 1 radian is the angle subtended. 1 radian is the angle subtended by what? Subtended at the center. At the center. Suppose we are drawing a circle. Supposing O as the center, we are drawing a circle. And whatever the arc we had done, this arc is equal to, if this arc is equal to the radius of the circle, whatever the circle is drawn by the length of radius r, the same length is of this arc. And how it is possible? Here we need to define an assumption, and that assumption is that if the angle subtended is small, then this if this angle subtended is small, then this arc is considered as not a curved line, a straight line. And if it is a straight line, then what is the length of this straight line is equal to the radius of the arc. Then in mathematics, in lower classes, in class 9th, you had studied that the angle subtended at the center is equal to arc upon radius. Angle subtended at the center is equal to arc upon radius. The value of arc is ds and radius is r, and the angle subtended at the center is d theta. So d theta is called as 1 radian. D theta is called as 1 radian if ds is equal to r is equal upon r, or you can say that it is equal to r upon r to r cancel out, and it is equal to 1 radian. So it is 1 radian. Later on I will discuss some conversions regarding radian into angles, into minute, into second. In numerical part I will elaborate it, how to convert radian into degree, degree into meter, meter into second. But for here, for your convenience, here I am elaborating you. Okay, 1 degree is equal to pi upon 180 radian. Pi upon 180 radian, and 1 degree has 60 minutes and 1 minute has 60 seconds. So these things you require by conversion of degree into radian, radian into degree, and after that how 1 degree is converted into minute and how 1 minute is converted into seconds. Now it is very easy to find out. Look at here. (360° is equal to 2 pi radian. Then 1 degree is equal to 2 pi upon 360 radian. Then 180 means 1 degree is equal to pi upon 180 radian. This is the relationship between degree and radian. So this is about the plane angle. It is a plane angle. It is the radian is the unit, supplementary unit, which is used for the measurement of the plane angle, and it is described in radian. That plane angle, measurement of plane angle is described in radian. Now the second unit is steradian. Second one is steradian, that is SR. steradian. First of all, we come to know what is the meaning of steradian, what is called as steradian, and of what it is the unit of what thing the of what thing steradian used as unit for measurement. So it is the unit of solid angle. It is the unit of solid angle. Previously, we had studied about the plane angle. Now, it is the unit of solid angle. Now, let me explain you what is the meaning of solid angle. So, for explaining solid angle, I am explaining it with one very beautiful example. Try to grasp that example. Try to visualize that example. And I am saying that suppose this is the season of watermelon. You are seeing the watermelon everywhere. Okay. Now you are going to market and ask the vendor to give a very good ripe watermelon. And the vendor or the fruit seller does what? He puts up his knife and a very beautiful shape he used to cut out of that watermelon. And that shape is looking like a conical shape. I am trying to draw that conical shape, and I'm trying to draw that conical shape on this whiteboard and let you explain what is the nature of the solid angle and how it looks like. So I'm drawing it. Look at here. In 2D, I am drawing the 3D picture. So a conical shape like this come out of the watermelon, and after seeing the color of this portion, you used to say that, oh, it is so much red, so it is quietly very much ripe and it is very much sweet and tasty. So give it to me. So what the shape from a solid you are getting after cutting a surface of the solid like this that surface which is making the angle at the center of the solid, that shape which is making an angle at the center of the solid is called as solid angle. Means it is clear from its name. As I told, various things are clear from its name also. Okay, the angle which is made at the center of the solid, the angle which is made by the surface at the center of the solid is called as solid angle, and the measurement of this solid angle is measured in steradian, Then how can you define the steradian? One steradian is the solid angle. One steradian is the solid angle subtended at the center of a solid sphere by the surface of the sphere surface of the sphere which is equal in area to the square of radius of the sphere, the square of radius of the sphere. The same thing which I had told you. Okay, one steradian is called, one steradian is the solid angle subtended at the center of the solid sphere. This is the solid sphere, and at its center, whatever the angle subtended by the surface of the sphere, this is the surface of the sphere, and this surface of the sphere, whatever the angle it is subtending at the center of the sphere, which is equal in area, which is equal in area, which is equal in area to the square, to the square of radius of the sphere, radius of the sphere. Clear? Okay, look at here. This is the square, this is the square, this is the radius, and if I can say that, okay, this radius r, so d phi is equal to dA upon r square. Clear? Means if it is called as 1 steradian, this is called as the measurement of solid angle is called as 1 steradian. If dA, the area of this surface is equal to the radius, this radius, whatever the radius drawn from the center, radius. So by combining this radius, whatever the square is formed, the area of that square is equal to the this area. Then this is called as 1 steradian. Suppose the radius, making a square, all combining all the radius, we are getting a square, and the area of that square is equal to the area of the surface. And obviously for very small angle, for a very small solid angle, this radius is obviously equal to the area of the surface, and in that situation this is called as 1 steradian. Clear? So this is about the supplementary units, solid angle and plane angle. And now we are using, you are going through some merits of international system of units. What are the merits of international system of units? Merits of international system of units. Merits of SI system of units. What are the merits of SI system of units? So all the merits we had discussed, but for a clear specification, for a clear knowledge, I am enumerating all the merits one by one. First one is SI system of unit is a rational system of unit. SI system of unit is a rational SI system of unit is a rational system of unit. What is the meaning of saying that SI system of unit is a rational system of unit? Rational system of unit means to say that the unit which is adopted is common to all. It means to say that, suppose we have told you that the unit of energy is joule, the unit of energy is joule, then whatever the energy you are talking about, either it is the electrical energy or mechanical energy or any type of energy you are discussing, light energy, wind energy, whatever the energy you are discussing, all the energy had the similar, all the energy has the similar SI unit. That SI unit is called as joule. Means for all things there is a common unit. That is mean to say that it is a rational system of unit. So write it down. It uses only one unit for, it uses only one unit for a given physical quantity. For example, each form of energy is measured in joule. Each form of energy is measured in joule. But contrary to this SI system, if in MKS system, in MKS system, electrical energy is measured in joule, heat energy in calorie, and commercial unit is watt hour. Means here to say that only the SI units is like that. Okay, there is for one type of quantity there is a similar unit, but in other system of unit it is the units are going to be varied from quantity to quantity. So it is very much preferable to use SI system of unit because it is a rational system of unit. Second one is SI system is metric system. SI system of unit is a metric system. SI system of unit is a metric system of unit. Metric system. What is the meaning of metric system? The metric system of unit means to say that you can express the values of the SI unit, what are the magnitude or numerical values you obtained in the SI unit, you can express it as the power of 10. You can express it as the power of 10, that is A into 10 to the power plus minus B. In this system of units, the numerical values can be expressed in powers of 10. You can express it in powers of 10. Third one is SI system of units are internationally internationally accepted. SI system of unit is internationally accepted, means on the international or global background, on the global platform, SI system unit is accepted. What qualities made it acceptable in global platform? That is, it is easily compared, easily compared, the easily reproduced means you can make another one from the previous one. Easily reproduced invariant in time, invariant in time means with respect to time these SI system of units is not going to vary. Whatever its value at this time, in summer days the same value, in winter the same value, all things in future, past and present, it will give always the same value. So it is invariant in time. So these are invariant in time. And the last one is, it is coherent system of unit. Coherent system of unit. SI system of units are coherent. SI system of units are coherent. SI system of units are coherent. Coherency means to say that if they can be interconvertible, you can convert it from one value to another, in one unit to another unit also. So this is all about the merits of SI system of unit. What are the merits of SI system of unit? What is the supplementary units? All things we have discussed today, and from tomorrow we start our discussion for measurement of mass. In measurement of mass, we will study about how the various types of mass is measured, what are the ranges of mass, what are the different units of mass. Similarly, how the various lengths are measured, how time, small time and bigger times are measured, how smaller lengths and bigger lengths are measured, and what are the different units for the measurement of length, mass and time. So these things in the subsequent lectures or in further lectures we will discuss all these things. So that's all for today, students. Thank you.